Well, hello.
Hi, Larry. How are you doing?
Good. And you are?
I am Wade Nimmer. I'm running for Carpinteria City Council.
Well, nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. If you'd like, let's go for a ride.
Okay,
Thank
great.
you. Good morning. I'm at Jack's right now. This is one of my places I stop each morning. Meet with some of my friends. We discuss and just talk about things every day. So come on with me.
Thanks, Wade.
Uh-huh. This is my group. Each morning we meet here about 8:30, 9 o'clock, just discuss whatever goes on in the city. One of the things that I would like to do if I become a councilman is to have this time available for anybody in the city that would like to stop and meet with me, just sit down and have a cup of coffee. With this group I have the owner, Dora Lee, and a few of my other friends. They usually come in same time as me, and we meet and greet. Again, this is our table. Thank you.
Okay, we're recording.
Okay, one of the unique features that we have in Carpinteria is the beach town community look, the effect, the things that we wanted to create as atmosphere. The development along Linden here, for example, the planters, the storefronts, all these things have been taken into effect on how we want to present the city. I was involved with the initial development design of the city plan, and I think it came out quite nice. We still have the effect of the small town beach community along with the unique storefronts. Everything's a little bit different, a little bit unique. I think that's what makes Carpinteria what it is.
Okay, where are we now, Wade?
We are now walking along the boardwalk. This boardwalk was actually designed as part of the path that goes from the marsh eventually all the way to the Rincon. This boardwalk was designed to be an area to walk over for the bioswale. This bioswale now collects all of the rainwater that comes down through the city, collects in here and percolates down before it starts passing on down the water system into the salt marsh. So this is definitely one of those ecological benefits that we are going to receive from the different projects that we're doing currently.
I see there's some signage board here.
There is some signage board. Part of the boardwalk was to include an educational component of what was here before. A lot of the native plants. This is a complete restoration area of native plants and some of the history that we have here in Carpinteria. What's interesting about this boardwalk, it also connects us now with the state parks. The state park itself brings in over 1 million people each year. Before this, they had no way of getting into the downtown quarter, so this became a very unique opportunity for us to now get the campers into the city through this specific boardwalk. We are now at the Tamale Interpretive Play Area. This is one of the projects that we've recently completed. It was 8 years in the making and design. Part of it had to do with the fact that we needed to have partnerships created. This partnership included the City of Carpinteria, the community of course, and also the State Parks of California. This was originally started by the Rotary Club of Carpinteria Morning. Their idea was to create a play area that would be inviting to all generations, from the children all the way up to the grandparents. The idea and intent of this park is to, again, enhance some of the history that Carpinteria has. History from the Chumash and even before that. So we see this as being a native plant area, and each and every component of this is a portion of Carpinteria's heritage. You're now looking at the bald eagle. This is one of the symbols that overlooks and guards our play area. I am now standing on top of the Rainbow Bridge. This bridge symbolizes one of the legends of Chumash culture. This bridge was ideally one of the links from the Channel Islands to the mainland. One of the unique features that I had, or the opportunities I had, was actually being able to be the chairperson of this. And we were able to bring into this a lot of different design components. Along with those design components, we included what's called the tamal. The tamal was a plank board designed and built by the Chumash people to help get them offshore so they could do fishing and actually moving around. It became a transportation component for them. This is actually where the name Carpinteria came from, the discovery by the explorers seeing these tamals along the shoreline. You're now looking at a real bird. This is an egret, one of the birds that habitate the salt marsh itself. I am currently standing in one of the view corridors, view areas for the salt marsh. This project, very unique, was designed and built by a number of interest group people, including a lot of input from UCSB. Being on the Architecture Review Board for Carpinteria, I've had the privilege of designing component areas like this, reviewing them, evaluating them. This, in my opinion, is one of the unique opportunities we've had. This is the heritage, the history of Carpinteria itself. At one time, just about all of Carpinteria was just like this, the salt marsh. So retaining these as a way of viewing back into the past, I feel has a lot of value to it and something that we definitely want to preserve for future generations.
Wade, tell me, how long have you been in the area and what do you do for a living?
I've been in Carpinteria as a resident since 1977. I moved here right after college. I graduated at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo in horticulture. We started a family here in '77. I've been here ever since. Love the area. As far as profession, I am currently a landscape contractor. Had a few other part-time gigs. At one time I was a professional bicycle racer, but quickly went back to landscaping. It definitely was my passion to work with the land and natural resources. I've really enjoyed that, working outdoors. Okay, we're right now walking along the beach, of course. This is Carpinteria's world's safest beach. I brought you here because one of the unique things I've done in Rotary International is worked with water projects. Along that lines, a lot of times we look at environmental issues, and along that same line, we create a watershed. Anything that's along the coastline is a watershed, a natural watershed, meaning that everything and anything that we produce along inside in our area, the mainland, gets washed down to the ocean. So we need to preserve that. We need to control and take care of that environment. Everything and anything we do that's done in the city is going to affect us one way or another along the coastline. So we have to be aware of practices, things put in place that will help us retain and preserve this, one of the natural wonders we have here in Carpinteria.
Okay, where are we now, Wade?
We are right now at Lagunitas Development. This is a new developing area, one of the projects that we've been taking a look at probably for the last 10 years.
And for those that don't know, where is it?
Lagunitas is towards the bluff end of town. It's towards the Ventura side. We are on the mountain side of Highway 101. Now, what's unique about this project, originally it started as a commercial developed area. However, residential components came into that, and I think part of that benefited the project greatly. We see the creek restoration area where we use all native plants. Those are brought in as part of the requirement to restore the creek area itself, which will also serve as a divider between the commercial component and the residential homes themselves. The residential housing also includes 11 affordable units. I think that is one of the areas where we have to take a look at how much we are going to impact Carpinteria specific itself, and also still be able to offer affordable living for those people that are working and staying here in Carpinteria. It's a great area. We want to make sure that we bring in those great people as residents to Carpinteria.
Okay, we're leaving Lagunitas. Now, Wade, I know there was some concern about increased traffic from this development. Any thoughts about that?
Actually, so a lot of the high-density development areas recent years have ended up in this greater area, the downtown corridor. By expanding out towards the outer edges, more towards the south end of Carpinteria, I think is going to relieve quite a bit of that pressure. We could afford to have a little bit more development out here. There's a lot of open area. One of the concerns also came forward from the neighborhood people that currently live here, making sure that they retain the ability to not have to deal with excessive traffic. I think it's been addressed quite nicely by the City Council and the Planning Commission. The impacts out here will be minimal because of the fact that there are different times. You have commercial buildings and also the residential, which will have traffic flows at different times of the day. We are now at the Carpinteria Boys and Girls Club. I've been involved with this program for quite a number of years. Currently, I'm serving as the president of the Carpinteria Boys and Girls Club Foundation. And along that, we try and fundraise specific programs that will help out the next generation, the youth in this community. Been involved with this for quite a few years, and one thing I could say, these programs, the Carpinteria Boys and Girls Club and Girls Incorporated of Carpinteria also, are excellent examples of what we need to do in the private sector to help develop good people for the future of this community. We are standing inside of the Carpinteria Boys and Girls Club gym. This gym has seen many generations come through it, play here, play ball, and all of the above. If you look around, you'll see banners. These banners are posted by those specific people that support the programs here. These are what we call the supporters overall of the community. They are the ones willing to put in money outside to make sure that the youth of this community have what they need and deserve for future betterment. We are standing in front of Carpinteria High School. The reason I brought you here today is because I want to show you, even though that this is outside of the City Council purview, oftentimes we can reach into the community for support. A few years ago, Computers for Families did a major fundraiser where we actually fundraised over $1 million to help out in getting computers to all of the families of those people. Inside also we have the stadium. That stadium was funded mostly by private people's donations. There was a small grant, but if you take a look at the pride of this community in education, I think it's something that we have to focus on. Again, I am an advocate of youth, and I believe that developing youth is going to be our future. I'm running for City Council because I want to represent you, each and every one of you. I'm running independent, nonpartisan, specifically for that reason. I feel that I can represent a large portion of this community, including the Hispanic community where I am bilingual. I spend roughly 2 times every year I go to Mexico doing projects there. Again, I want to represent as many of you as I can. Your voices will be heard with me. Thank you.
Good luck, Wade.
Thank you.
You've been watching Touring with the Candidates for Carpinteria City Council. Each candidate had 13 minutes of tape time to give you their tour, and the commentary and itinerary was up to each candidate. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time.